So welcome everybody, and I hope you really enjoy this video. I've commissioned it because I want those of you that are interested in studying with us, and particularly in the fundamentals, to hear that not only is it possible to do a fundamentals online, but to hear from those who've participated in two fundamentals over the past month. We're now at the end of July 2020. That it is possible. So you hear it in their words, not in my words. So what I'd like to do is to introduce Hannah, Karen, and Jane to you and ask them to say something about their experience. We won't be long, but I really want you to get the depth of what's possible. Jane, do you want to start?
So I recently did the 4-day fundamentals, and I was hugely disappointed when I heard it was going to be online. I didn't think we'd be able to connect with each other. I didn't think, with it being an experiential course, that we'd be able to, well, experience it fully. And I was amazed, actually. I was amazed at how possible it was to have a very rich and meaningful experience. And I was amazed and delighted at how possible it was to really connect with each other in a meaningful way when we did work in pairs or in breakout groups. I think people made very strong bonds, and I think the material really was able to come, we were able to really bring it alive. We were able to really experience it on a physical level, not just as something remote on a screen. Kind of embody the training, I think. So whilst I would very much prefer to meet people in person, I was really surprised and delighted with how well it worked.
That's very clear what you're saying, Jane, and thank you. Where did you do the fundamental? In the room you're sitting in now, or?
Yes.
You did? Okay.
Yes, with my dog on the sofa.
So your dog, that's lovely. Good. So that was part of embodying the process. That's great. Okay, who's next? Hannah, do you want to follow Jane? Thank you, Jane. There you go.
Yeah, I also agree with Jane about absolutely everything she said. I was also hoping that I can do it in classroom, but then I just saw that there is no point waiting for so long. And yeah, I was just very motivated to do the course, so I just took the risk. I've been doing a lot of online courses during past months, and all my yoga teacher training is also online. And I was little bit skeptical how it's gonna come out, but I was very surprised.
Why were you surprised, Hannah? What particularly surprised you, would you say?
Yeah, so I think that, yeah, I agree with everything that Jane said already before, and also I think it was very well facilitated. Like, it just was so professional, so well organized. Yeah, all the breakout rooms, how the kind of the journey developed during all these 4 days.
Yeah. It's very interesting, isn't it? Because what you're saying, Zoom is wonderful for us as a group because of the breakout rooms, that you can actually sit in pairs or 2 or 3 people and share at a level of depth that really is appropriate for you. How were the, not just the breakout rooms, did you have enough space? Did you find that there was enough, you know, in terms of breaks, like for tea or coffee or lunch? So you didn't feel too much pressure just to always be online?
For me, it was a little bit different. It was a little bit more complicated for me just because I just went back to visit my family. So, and my sister gave birth to a baby around this time. So it was like all a little bit mixed with my family life. But at the same time, I was able to do it so that, you know, I didn't have to cancel the course because of that.
Where were you actually when you did it?
So I was staying with I was staying at my grandparents' place really during that time. So I also had the time difference. But I mean, that was the good thing, that I didn't have to cancel or change anything.
Fantastic. Where was that? Which
In Estonia.
Estonia, fantastic. Yeah, it's great. We have a trainee in Module 1 from Croatia, another one from Slovenia, so they haven't had to travel during lockdown. So it's been very useful for them too. That's brilliant. So the family were around you while you were doing this.
Yeah, I had my family around me, and yeah, but I could still be in my own room, so most of the time it was fine. And the breaks, for me, there was plenty of breaks. It worked very well. Yeah, I think it was well balanced. I wouldn't say also that the breaks were too long. I think it was just right amount.
Great, that's great. Thanks. Let's have a conversation together in a minute. But Karen, how was this process for you?
Well, I came with no expectations. I didn't really know anything about psychosynthesis apart from a book I'd read. I had also been doing quite a few personal development courses online since the lockdown. And I was always very surprised by how intimate one can become with someone speaking to someone through a screen. So I was not deterred by doing it online because I had had very positive experiences beforehand. In fact, actually, it was quite good because I felt that I wouldn't have to get on a train every day, get up to North London, and then come back again. So it was very, very convenient. And I think during the whole process, I was stunned, really. I would agree with what both Jane and Hannah have said, that the degree of friendship and connection that you can get with people through the Zoom is of an intense depth. I mean, obviously, I think some people prefer to be face-to-face. I find myself quite happy being through a screen, actually. I don't know what that says about me, but anyway. So I feel I've got to know Hannah very well. I feel I've not got to know Jane and all the other people on the course. It's possible to have little coffee breaks, and they get designated a room where you just hang out with each other and chat about this, that, and the other. But I think also what was really fascinating for me was actually the meditations that were conducted and the exercises, the drawings that we did. And we all held up our drawings to each other over the screen and talked through our drawings. It was of such profound depth that I wouldn't have believed that this could be achieved in an online format. And it was intense, and it built in intensity. And I had some incredibly intense experiences. And, you know, some people say that you can be more open online than you can face-to-face. And I've been thinking about that. And I think there is an element for me of truth in that, because I feel if everything's getting a bit too intense and I feel a bit tearful, then, you know, at least I'm in my room, in my space. And then if I want to, I can sort of walk away, kind of thing. Yeah. But when you're face-to-face, it's even more intense, I think. So there as well. And then afterwards, it's had a great effect on me in my life, and it's still percolating through. I'm still talking through some of the exercises and reflecting on them and bringing them into my home life as well. So it was an amazing course. I really, really enjoyed it, and I've learned so much from it.
That's very clear. And thank you. That, I mean, what you're all talking about, there's a thread of depth in here, isn't there? And in-person experience, which is very interesting. Let me ask you, how useful, because we did it slightly differently than the face-to-face course, how useful was it to make some contact a week before with a few people? Was that helpful?
I found it very helpful because as soon as I saw the people online, I wasn't quite sure, because there was a mention of a group A and a group B. Yeah. And I thought that, you know, there'd be quite a few people that I might not know, but having come on and seeing some faces straight away that I recognized, that I could chat to, I found it very helpful in terms of creating that degree of friendliness and openness and transparency.
No, that's great. So let's hear from all of you just around that, because that's really important what you're saying, Ken.
Yeah, I think it was definitely helpful meeting up with people a week before.
Yeah. And what did you spend about an hour and a quarter just touching base, introducing yourselves, saying hi? Something like that.
I think it was facilitated by John, and I think we all felt quite well held by him. And we talked a bit about our journey, you know, life experiences so far, what's brought us to psychosynthesis. So that was very useful to kind of connect with each other's histories a bit and get some insight into that. And also get an insight really into what amazing participants there are in the course.
Aren't they incredible? It's just mind blowing. Well, for me, I've been doing this for a few years, as you can imagine. It's pretty mind blowing. Where people, their journeys and the depth of these good folk, stunning. How about you, Hannah? Did it work for you to meet beforehand?
Yeah, I found it also very useful because also I think because the course was online, you're skipping the traveling part and like preparing for the course. So I think this was kind of the first sign, okay, the course is happening, this is real. So it's like a good way to get into the right mood.
It's great. This is exactly what I wanted people to hear in terms of what's possible. And actually, just so you know it, we've had nobody from your fundamentals that has said, look, that didn't work for me. But I'm hugely grateful to the three of you for doing this. And any last comments for people before we finish? It means you're going to have to unmute. Sorry about that.
Well, I think in a way we're all dealing with the new normal, aren't we? And whilst we would all like to wave a magic wand and meet in person,
Good.
you know, the reality is it's not going to happen. But I would really say that, you know, this isn't a reason not to fully engage, that it can still be a very, very rich and wonderful experience.
Fantastic. Thank you, Jen.
And I would just reinforce that the degree of depth you can get online is incredible.
Good.
And I certainly do not regret at all that I did the fundamentals course online, and I really benefited from it and enjoyed it and would recommend it to people.
Super. That's really great. And Hannah, last words? Do you normally have the last words or not?
Yeah, I have to agree with everything already said. And yeah, after I think for everyone after staying so long
Yeah.
in lockdown, and I think it's just like what, you know, you can wait forever to things become normal again, but you know, it's not even a new normal. So I just, you have to like take from like life from whatever you can. And yeah, I definitely recommend the course.
Great. So thank you, all three of you. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Jane. And I'm really touched by what you're saying. And I'm sure that, and I hope this enables people who are thinking of joining us for this journey to make that decision. And go well. Have a great summer, all three of you.